Good. All right, so as Miss Mark said, my name is Mr. Riley. I do not like that, so I will give you my full name. I am Brandon Riley. I am actually a current college student at Grand Canyon University. Has anybody ever heard of that school? Anybody know where it would be at? Nobody know? Where?
Near the Grand Canyon.
Near the Grand Canyon. See, you're already using literacy strategies by inferring that the school is near the Grand Canyon. It is in fact in out in Arizona. No, I do not go out there and take classes. I'm an online student, so I'm in an online program, which is part of the class that I'm doing today. Okay, we're going to be using literacy strategies. Okay, but I like to keep things light. I like to keep things fun. Okay, I'm a jokester. I like to make people smile. So either you guys can look at me after I give my lesson and go, "That guy's weird," which is what my wife does, or you go, "Huh, he's pretty funny." Okay, so I got a few jokes for you guys to start off the day. Okay, you guys good with jokes? Yeah. Okay. All right, so I wake up every single day. It's a science joke, so I know in language arts class, but it's science, okay? I wake up every single day and I'm thankful. I'm thankful and happy for the Earth's rotation because it really makes my day. All right, got another joke for you guys. How do you guys say something in language arts class? How do you say something? How do you say a word? Anybody know? You pronounce it. See, my wife thinks I'm weird. I'm not going to tell jokes. Okay. All right. Got another one for you. Okay. What do you call a person that makes sense? Sense. A candle maker. Does that make sense? See, my wife says I'm terrible at telling jokes. I think these are like the most hilarious jokes you'll ever have. So, true fact, I have actually never been to South Shelby. Never been in it, never been in the school at all. Been by several times. But I did hear you guys were getting a new business. I heard you guys were getting a mirror factory, and I'm thinking about moving here because I can see myself working there. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Like that, huh? Alright, okay. Does anybody know what being paranoid is? What's paranoid?
Always thinking something's watching you or...
Yeah, so like something's watching you? Yeah. Okay. I once knew a girl that went to the library and asked the librarian, said, "Do you have any books on paranoia?" And she said, "Yeah, they're right behind you." Alright, one last joke and we'll go ahead and get our lesson started today. So, I heard you guys like baseball. Okay, I've heard a few other people say you like it. Okay. What baseball player is known for making flapjacks? The batter. Yeah, you did get that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started with this lesson today, okay? So, I heard through the grapevine. What's a grapevine? Anybody know what a grapevine is? Not like the actual term, but I heard something through it. What is a grapevine? Anybody know what that term means? Somebody said, I heard through the grapevine. Nobody knows what that means? Man, must be like a tone from where I'm from. Okay? I've heard through like communication, essentially. I heard from somebody, okay, that you guys like baseball, so I figured, hey, I will design my lesson around baseball and how language works, okay, how they intertwine. So it's going to be a fun lesson for you guys, okay. So I'm going to start off, like I say, the more that you guys are interactive with me, the more I'll be interactive with you, okay. Sound good? All right, I'm going to start off with a concept map. Has anybody ever heard of a concept map or what a concept map would even be? What, you know?
Something that lines it out.
Okay, yeah, it's an outline. Okay, it's a very good outline strategy. Anybody know what one may look like? No? Okay, well, I will give you a little bit of a hint because I printed you guys off some. Okay, these are concept maps. Anybody know what they are now? You put your central idea in the middle, and then you draw off subtopics and try to do it. It's a really good brainstorming activity, but we're going to do it to introduce our topic. Okay, so I have one of these for each of you guys that you guys are going to follow along with. Should have it up here. Okay, so if you want to take one, pass it on. Okay, yes, you'll find need a writing utensil. Hopefully, you guys can do that. I didn't know we were at middle school.
Chase, you need one? Do you have a pencil?
No. so hard to carry and hold it.
Anybody else? Chase, you got one? Carly, you got one? No, use pencil. How are you gonna erase your mistakes?
Papa doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah, on the desk in the cookie jar. Do you want to flip a light on?
It don't matter.
Dang, Jared.
Alright, so everybody got the concept map out? Alright, so what a concept map was is you start in the middle with your central theme or your topic. Okay? So, what is the topic we're talking about today? Baseball. Okay, so let's put it so you guys are really doing good. Okay? So, if you want to follow along the concept map, go ahead and take your middle box and fill in baseball. Now the way that concept maps work is it's an outline. Okay? We are going to create subtopics of what you guys know. So I can dig into your previous thoughts about what you guys know about baseball. Okay? So, I want you guys to be interactive with me, just like I said. So, if anybody has anything about baseball, could be anything. Movies that they've heard about, things about baseball, a posting about baseball, come up here and write. Over to you. Go ahead and start with that subtopic. Everybody follow along the concept maps. Anything that you know about baseball.
Hey, put your name at the top.
Well, basically, good job. All right. Perfect. Anybody know anything else about baseball? I'm sure they know something. Babe Ruth. Playing it, just sort of kind of what anybody else? Yeah, a lot of boxes to fill. Anything about baseball. Anything. I'll give an example. How about this? It doesn't have to be something hard. It's ball, right? I got one more. All right.
No, you don't have to put his name there. Just make sure you put your name up there.
Yeah, there's strikes. There's strikes for that, the old ball game, right? Well, got plenty of concept maps to go. Yeah, you gotta use the glove to catch it, right? You guys getting any of this? So the really cool thing about concept maps is you can start with a central topic, whatever you want to write about. You guys have to write papers in here, or write short essay or anything. Okay. Whenever you are brainstorming for that idea, you can put your central topic in the middle, and then you guys can branch off subtopics. Anyone else got anything? There's lots of things we can write about. Yeah. Another one. Lots of things that you can talk about. You can do as many as you want. Yep. Anybody else got anything? Like to do, let's do it, it's 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Another one? Yeah. Play by yourself. And then have a picture catching it out. Okay.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, check you out. Alright, well, we'll cut it right about there. Like I say, concept maps, you can branch out as many times as you want. You can take a subtopic and branch it out and go off of that. So concept maps are something really, really cool to work with. I encourage you guys to use them if you never have to use them because they are really, really awesome for brainstorming activities, okay? So, as we were talking about baseball today, okay? And you're going to ask, well, how can we tie baseball into language arts, right? You guys know the elements of plot? Yeah. Anything about elements of plot?
Exposition.
Like, that's what we heard, maybe like exposition, rising action. Yeah, those ones. Yeah, those ones. Now, I'm becoming a math teacher, so I am by no means a language arts teacher. So bear with me. Bear with these language terms. I haven't used these since high school or in this college class. Okay, but yeah, elements of plot, right? The exposition, rising action, the climax, the falling action, and finally the resolution. Right? We're gonna take a piece of wood, okay? And we're going to do that. Now, has anybody ever heard, it's a poem, it's not really a story, but has anybody ever heard of the poem Casey at the Bat? Anybody? Not even a baseball man on there? Perfect, okay? So, it is in 1888. Okay, who are my math people in here? How long ago was 1888? A long time ago? A long time. 112 years, you're close. 131 years ago.
Already.
So, 131 years ago, okay, this poem was wrote. Casey at the Bat, okay? I will give you a hint. It is this lovely guy right here, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, who wrote this poem. Now, you guys are going to watch a short video on Ernest Thayer. It is about a minute long, kind of gives you a little bit of a background on why he wrote the poem and all about it. So, let's watch this little bit of video, please.
Hello everyone. Today's lesson topic is the poet Ernest Lawrence Thayer, author of the famous baseball poem, Casey at the Bat. Ernest Lawrence Thayer was born in 1863 and died in 1940. When he submitted Casey at the Bat to the San Francisco Examiner, a newspaper, he didn't sign his own name. Instead, he used Finn, a nickname from his college days at Harvard. The poem became popular when it was performed by a traveling vaudeville entertainer, William DeWolf Hopper. Despite the poem's popularity, Thayer did not consider it well written, and he did not admit writing it. Many other people, however, did. They claimed to have written the poem, and many baseball players claimed to have served as the inspiration for the famous Casey in the poem. When Thayer was finally identified as the rightful author, he refused to take money for reprintings of the poem, and reportedly said, "All I ask is to never be reminded of it again." So it is pretty interesting that the most famous baseball poem in the entire world was not very well liked by its author, who once again is Ernest Lawrence Thayer.
That's pretty crazy, right? And I took art history class in college at the University of Missouri, and a lot of the times when you find a lot of stories, authors, whenever you find, artists, the most famous pieces are a lot of times the ones that they dislike the most, which is actually kind of hilarious in my opinion. But it's not always a bad thing, right? Okay? Because they're famous, so we know they'll do something. Okay? So, we're going to analyze Casey at the Bat using the elements of plot. Okay? Now, I have to implement a literacy strategy into my lesson, so we're going to implement the literacy strategy, okay, as stopping after each stanza. You guys know what a stanza is? What's a stanza?
Part of a poem.
Yeah, section of a poem, right? Okay? So, we're going to stop after each stanza. There's a total of 15, so I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not that bad. Okay? And we're going to analyze the main idea of it, and then when we go back through at the end, we're going to be able to put it together for the elements of plot. Alright? So, elements of plot. Anybody know what the exposition is? What's the exposition in the elements of plot? It takes off. Okay. Anybody know what is introduced in the exposition?
Problem.
Characters, okay, setting. Usually that's where the characters or settings are introduced to the story. Rising action. Anybody know what the rising action is? What?
The thing leading up to.
Yeah, stuff leading up to the climax. Problems introduced, okay? Leading up to the climax. Climax is the what? Best part of the story, right?
The peak of the story.
Peak of the story, most intense part, usually where the most conflict is, okay? Is right there in that climax. Falling actions, usually pretty short, but what happens in the falling action? Okay? solving the problem. Usually it's the events right after. Okay, usually the events right after. And then the resolution is finally the what? Everything is at peace, the conflict has been resolved, okay? And all is well with that. Okay? So, like I said, this poem was wrote in 1888, so some of the language you probably guys have never heard of or probably haven't ever used, okay? So, I'm going to hand out a little bit of sheet right here, okay? And on it, I know it looks like a lot of writing, I promise you, you guys can paraphrase as much as you can, okay? But on it, okay, we're going to have some list of vocabulary words, okay? We're going to go through the main ideas of each stanza, and then at the end, we're going to evaluate the elements of plot on it, okay? All right, so as you guys are passing this around, okay, I'm going to start going over some of the vocabulary that we're going to feature in the story that may help just a little bit whenever we're going through it, say, okay, I understand what that word means, all right? So, anyway, sis, hopefully everybody got the concept map completed. All right, first word we're going to be talking about is voodoo. Anybody ever heard of the word voodoo or what voodoo means? Sounds like a pretty good, interesting word, right? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Voodoo, okay, is an outstanding example of a person. No, voodoo is an outstanding example of a person. So whenever you're reading the story, try to pick out where we find Lulu and see if that definition fits, and see if it makes a little more sense once you know the definition. Okay, move on to the next one here. Melancholy is a feeling of sadness. Anybody ever heard of that one before? I say kind of some old-timey tones, but some of them are still around today. Move on here. You guys keep writing. Lusty. Anybody know what the word lusty means? Anybody know what lust means? You guys ever heard of
Wanting something.
What?
What?
What's lusty mean? You know?
Wanting something?
Wanting something. Okay. Anybody ever heard of lust in science class? You guys ever talk about rocks? Rock and lust. Yeah.
Oxidization of metal.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, the definition of lust in our case is meaning healthy and strong. Okay. Healthy and strong. Doff means to remove. And I'm going to go up here for the next one. Smoothing means to make, making, twisting, squirming, movements of the body. Wriggling means to make twisting, squirming movements of the body. Okay? So hopefully those definitions will help you guys get a little bit more used to it. Alright, so I'm going to pass out the loveliness of the story. Now you're going to go, this is a huge packet, so why am I doing this? So I don't blame you for having that feeling if I can finally get it all out there. Okay? So take one of these, pass around. We're going to do, you guys like doing popcorn style reading? Oh, I know. I heard it in the grapevine. Remember what the grapevine is? I heard it in the grapevine. You guys love popcorn.
No.
I have pinky pie on my food.
Anybody not like to read in general? That may play into the popcorn style reading. Not. I know it seems like a lot, but remember it's a poem, so a lot of them are pictures. Okay? This particular version, even though it says Walt Disney at the top, he did the pictures and stuff, but if you look at it, alright? Alright, so as you follow along, we're going to take a stop after each stanza. Like I said, write down the main idea. Hopefully that literacy strategy will help us identify the elements of plot. Okay? Alright, has everybody got those? Alright, so we're going to start right here. We're just going to go around the room, just kind of making our way around. Okay, so if you want to start reading with the very first stanza. Okay, we'll start.
The outlook wasn't brilliant to the Medville nine that day. The squad could forward to with but one inning with more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the paintings of the game.
Okay, so after the first stanza, what do you guys think the main idea of that is? There has to be something wrong with it.
They're having fun, and then Cooney died.
Okay, so it introduces, right? There's a team. What's the team name called? Mudville, right? I promise it's a fiction name. It's not an actual team. Okay, so yeah, so take a piece of paper, write down, say, okay, we identified that there's a baseball game going on and the team is Mudville. Pretty simple. There's some of the main ideas. You guys don't have to be so in depth with it. Just be something to refer back to. Alright, we'll move on to stage 2.
A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs internal in the human breast. They thought if only Casey would get a whack at that, we put even money now with Casey at the bat.
Okay, what do you guys think the main idea of that second stanza is?
Casey's battle, and they're confident that he's going to bat.
Okay, so they're confident they're hoping he's going to bat. He's in the future, okay? So he's in a couple of bats away. They're hoping he gets up to the plate. That way they can win the game, right? Okay? Go ahead and write that down on stanza 2. So we know, we have identified who Casey is for the most part. And we know he's coming up to bat soon, hopefully to win the game.
It's 4 lines. I can do it. Okay, well, let me read the next one because it's going 2 lines and Destiny read this one.
But from proceeded Casey as did also James Blake, and the former was a Lulu and the latter was a cake. So upon this stricken, Multitude, Graham, Malachi sat for their scenes, but little chance of Casey getting to the bat.
Now, what's that idea in that stanza?
Now they don't think they'll get the bat, they think they'll get out.
Yeah, so okay. Those 2 outs, okay, they're not worried that he's going to be able to catch bats. So there's a little bit of turmoil on there.
Do it. Come on. It's 2 lines.
But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderful of all, and Blake, the much surprised, tore the cover of the ball.
Okay, so what's the main idea of that? Now, what's the main idea? Short and sweet.
Then there might actually be a chance.
He broke the ball from you.
Okay, might actually be a chance. Yeah.
Go ahead, Hunter.
And when the blasted lifted and the main saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy, safe at second, Flynn, as in the third.
Alright, so what's the main idea of that?
Flynn makes it on the
Okay, Flynn makes it on base. Okay, so now there's runners at second and third, right?
and they're down 2. And Casey's at that.
Yeah. Let's start to see a little bit of conflict here.
$173.
Then from 5,000 throats and more than Rosie and Lusty yelled. It rumbled to the valley, it rattled in the dale. It knocked upon the mountain and recoiled up the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the back.
Good job.
Man idea there. Casey's coming to bat, right? That's in the last. Notice you had your vocabulary board there with lusty yell. Means a healthy and strong yell. Crowd is getting wild.
There was ease in Casey's manner as he stopped into his place. There was a pride in Casey's bearing and a smile upon Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt was Casey about at the bat.
What we got there?
He's happy, happy's getting to the bat.
Yeah, he's happy he's getting bat. He's kind of showing off a little bit, saying that he's coming to bat. And the next answer is my favorite because I love the picture so much. It just looks so skilled.
10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with their 5,000 tones applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. While the withering pitcher ground the ball until his head. Defiance gleamed in Casey's eye and sneered curled Casey's lip.
Good job, Landon.
Scared, man.
That pitcher was scared, right? Mighty Casey's coming to bat. That pitcher was scared. Yeah.
He's scared. Haughty. Grandeur.
Alright, what's main idea there?
You got a strike.
Yeah, you got a strike, right? He took the post pitch, strike one.
You can go, Dex.
On the bench of the people that went up and muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stone and distant shore. Kill him, kill the umpire, shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand.
Crowd's upset, right? Crowd's upset. The umpire, they called strike one on Casey.
Was small that was Christian charity, Great Casey's
Besiege.
what?
Besiege.
Besiege shown. He's still in rising tunnel.
Yeah.
Fade the game off. Go on.
Alright, so what Casey do? What Casey do? Told him game on, right? So he told the crowd not to worry about that last pitch. He's going to get the next one.
He signaled to the pitcher and once more the spheroid flew, but Casey still ignored it and the umpire said strike two.
Casey's down, strike two.
thousands, and Echo answered, but one spoonful was from Casey's the audience was gone. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again.
That's what we got there. Now it's getting more tense. Now they're a little bit worried. They had their mighty Casey at bat. They stayed on 2 strikes.
The sneer had gone from Casey's lips. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounded the cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow.
Alright, so Casey's taking a mighty swing.
You're right.
The sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. And there's no joy in Mudville, mighty Casey is struck out.
What's the main idea there?
Mudville lost.
Casey struck out and Mudville lost that day, didn't they? Mighty Casey struck out. Alright, so after reading that, okay, and after going through the main ideas, use that, okay? Use all that knowledge you guys wrote down from each main idea in a paragraph. So what's the exposition? Okay? We talked about it as the beginning of the story, the characters and settings introduced. So what's the exposition of Casey's back? Okay, so we know there's a baseball game going on. There's a team, the Mudville. Okay, Casey's introduced. Okay, what about the rising action? What's all the events leading up? What's the rising action right now?
Flynn makes it the 3rd.
So what are
Yeah.
all the
Okay,
events?
so all the events leading up, okay, Blake got on, Flynn made it to 3rd, Blake was hugging, okay, remember that, I'm gonna say, wrote that down, okay, so all the events leading up to Casey's at bat. Now what's the climax?
When he gets up there.
Okay, you're close with that. Okay, when he comes up to the plate, okay. Okay, think about the events leading up to his bat. You got strike 1, strike 2, so what was the climax of it?
When he
He took a big swing, right? He took that big swing. Okay? So that was the most intense point. Okay? 'Cause it was make or break at that time. Now what's the falling action? Now the falling action usually is pretty short in a story and you have to usually catch it by a sentence or two. And what do you guys think the falling action is? Maybe hints on the last page here. Yeah.
That Casey struck out.
Okay? Close. Read before it. Read a sentence or two before it. Okay?
Is there a band somewhere? And someone has to light.
Yeah. So the narrator is just kind of blabbling on, okay, saying that, you know, the sun is shining bright elsewhere, the band is playing somewhere, that there's joy elsewhere in the world, okay? And what's the resolution?
He strikes out.
He strikes out, right? Conflict is over, game is over, Mudville loses, Casey strikes out, game over. Alright, so let's have a little bit of a review, okay? A little bit of a review. Our literacy strategy was what? What was our literacy strategy when we did it? What'd you guys fill out as we were going? What'd you guys fill out as we was reading the story? Okay, the main ideas of the stanzas, right? Okay, stopping after each stanza, writing the main idea down, okay? Really good literacy strategy. You guys ever read a story, you guys ever have to write a paper, it's a really good idea, okay? Take it a paragraph at a time, sum up the main idea, okay, and move on. Okay? Because that way you can refer back to it and say, okay, I know what the main idea of each stanza, each paragraph was. Okay? Another good reading strategy I like doing a lot of times is rereading the story. Okay? Before you start answering about the elements of plot, read the story with it. Alright? Okay? Start over, maybe jot some notes down, maybe then you go back and start making your main ideas in your paragraphs, okay? But it's a really good idea to do that, okay? You guys like doing that strategy? Okay? I hope so, okay? Hope you guys implement it and become good writers, good educational writers, okay? So, you guys like Casey at the Bat?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun, right? Okay? It's nice to have a little children's novel every now and then, throw you back to your youth days. I like doing it. This is my favorite story whenever I was a kid. Favorite story. I had a little bitty Walt Disney book and I liked it a lot, okay? Well, I want to thank you guys for participating in my literacy lesson today. Hope you guys learned a lot. Hope you guys have learned a lot about me. Like I said before, my jokes, you guys probably thought either I was weird like my wife or you guys thought I was funny and hopefully inviting, okay? So, thank you guys.